Trying to get the my chat to open back up. Are we live? Are we live? It looks like Twitch is still sending data. Is it really saying Castle Nathria? What? On YouTube it's saying Castle Nathria? Give us 1 sec, guys. I was trying to reset up restream so that it would stream to Twitch as well, and it's part of the reason I kind of stopped using this app. Is it's kind of finicky sometimes. Give me just 1 second to get all set up here. Is this better than my buff? I think so. So we just got rank 1 of Starfire. Okay, look, it looks like at least the stream title updated. Dude, that Oni buff, dude, giving us big 200 crits. Big 200 crits. Starfire cast time's a little rough here without Imp Starfire. I should drink, actually. Okay, let me see. I gotta get my chat. Like, I don't have any way of seeing chat right now. So give me just 1 second, because I can't, if you guys are typing, I can't see any chat with the way this is set up. This is so annoying. I can't remember my login for this stupid stuff. They used to have a function where I could access the chat just in the on the website, and it's not there anymore. We'll do it 1 sec. I feel bad, like, kind of not really being helpful to these guys. I wonder if this makes sense to even cast Starfire until we get improved Starfire. Oh, we figured it out. Okay, I think I have chat now. Can we get a test? Any humans in the chat? There we go. There we go. That's so weird, dude. Well, great. Now we're Also don't have anything bound for cat form. Whoa. Oh, it's giving me a bunch of attack power. I'm like, why is this hitting so hard? I don't have any of these down. This. No weapon with 30 spell power? What do you mean, no weapon with 30 spell power? We got the OP skidding knife with 30 spell power. I need a drink, actually. Humans in the chat. This is so scuffed. I don't know why. This is so frustrating. The restream is this finicky. It's still kind of bugging out on my end a little bit, but whatever. Are you going to be preparing for TBC in the form of Demon Slayer elixirs and other materials? No, I'm not going to go that heavy with the prep. I mean, because I'm anticipating that we are going to do a lot of leveling in dungeons in general. And so some of that stuff will be useful, but it's not... that stuff I think is more useful when you're actually doing quests, because a lot of the quest zones have the demons and stuff. I don't think, like, I'm thinking like all the ramparts and like all that stuff, the vast majority I think of all of those mobs are humans, like humanoids. Yeah, too sweaty. Yeah, it's like, that'd be like too much. I mean, my whole prep was basically getting stuff out of my bags. You know what I mean? It was like selling the stuff I don't need and the sets I wasn't going to use and all that kind of stuff. Not really accumulating anything. New server, something for TBC? No, it's just actually the this is my second druid on the same server in prep for TBC. So we're on Herod still. Just leveling up a second balanced druid because one wasn't enough, you know? Why didn't mean to do that? This group I think will actually be pretty quick because I think everyone's got world buffs. This guy does. This hunter's got Rend and Ani buff. I just have Ani. I think for Starfire though. How long is it? Yeah, see, it's because it's rank 1 is still 3.5 seconds. So I still think it's probably better to cast Wrath probably. Going to PvP with this one and PvE with the other one. So I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure, but I want to have the option, right? Like say for example, I want to play Feral Druid. or I want to try, you know, going like full resto or whatever. It's nice, obviously, being able to do it all on one character, but I also think like a big issue I kind of ran into towards the latter part of Classic was literally not having enough bag slots for like all the gear that I wanted. Like I couldn't actually have like a real full feral set and like full resto gear and full balance gear and PvP gear. It's just like too much stuff on one character. So I think what I'm going to try and do, I think it'll be better, you know, come TBC, but my plan is to like just have the option, you know, if I end up wanting to play feral druid, then like this one could be full feral, the other one can be balance, just to have options. The main reason I initially started leveling this one up was to have mining and herbalism on this character as like a farm character, because my druid is tailor and engineering. So that was kind of the main reason for doing it initially. But I also think it'll be like the fact that you have arena teams in TBC. You know, if there's 5 or 6 different people I want to end up playing arena with and do 2s, it's really hard to do that with one character. So like I could basically play balance on both characters and, you know, not, you know, screw myself basically. Change to PvP, the one that isn't Grand Marshal though. I mean, my other druid is definitely going to still be my main. Like my main druid is my main druid, but this will give me the option to just be able to play, you know, do arenas a little bit more often, or, you know, play a different spec or whatever. It'll give me a little bit more flexibility. We'll see. We'll see. Very worst case, this will just be a farming character where we'll have flight form and we'll be able to like fly around and herb stuff and make gold. Fives are fun. I'm actually really looking forward to 5s too. 5s for balanced druid was actually pretty big. I remember there was, I can't remember this guy's name, but there was a balanced druid that I specifically remember that I had played some with back in the day, and he got like 2k and 5s as boomy because they ran like 3 boomies and like 2 healers or something, and did some like ridiculous comp where they would just pop out of stealth and just starfire someone and like instantly kill them. But yeah, I think for some classes, 5s I think are going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to play some 5s. Oh, I thought that couldn't do that if I thought it was only on humanoids. Hope the boobies that made content back in the day make more classic content. Yeah, I'll have to see. It'll be cool to see who all comes back. Do I just do way more damage as feral because of having Ani buff? I probably do. Because you just get so much attack power. I feel like most of the time whenever I do Wailing Caverns, I get like all the way to the end and then I'm like one Serpent Bloom short or something. I think a lot of my macros too I have on my main. I think I have them under like the character specific tab, so I can't like copy them over. So I do run 30 DPS in cat form. Stamina and prow for leveling, you think? Is spirit somewhat high prow? Yeah, I mean, usually for me, I actually don't prioritize stam at all. I prioritize int and spirit. But you obviously don't have zero, you know, you don't have zero stamina. Spirit's really good. I mean, are you talking about for classic leveling? If you're talking about classic leveling, stamina, I mean, spirit is very, very good for just not having downtime. If you have like 15 seconds in between, you know, mobs you're attacking, you end up generating a lot of mana just via spirit. I don't have my cat form bound yet. Ooh. I'm not gonna take those though. Oh, what? You can't trade stuff, can you? Is that a thing? I assumed that this druid needed them. So that's why I greeted on him. I could have needed. Classic leveling for Boomy. Yeah, int is really big. Usually you're not face tanking stuff, so stamina is kind of hit or miss. The only time I really, like, there's really any value you get from stamina is if, oh, never mind. Is if you're having a bear form. Deviate hide, deviate hide. Nope. Yeah, but you end up getting stamina anyway, and it's like, it's only really from like a survival aspect. The only time you really get value from it, in my opinion, is if you know, end up getting like 3 or 4 mobs on you or some situation, and you're real close to dying. But most of the time, at least for me as balanced leveling, I'm either killing stuff like before it gets to me or like right about the time it gets to me, or I'm using roots to like help keep it off of me. So I'm spending way more mana usually trying to survive than I get really any value from stamina. It would change a little bit, I think, too. Maybe if you're on a PvP server, you might want a little bit more just in case you get into kind of like open world engages that you don't you're not so squishy. But I don't really prioritize stam too much, but I'll go for like eagle, you know, of the eagle that has int and stam, or of the owl, the stuff that has spirit and int. But generally I think spirit, having a big mana pool and having as much spirit as you can is gonna help reduce your downtime while leveling by a pretty big margin. So I do about the same DPS as balance. Another thing that's really significant to kind of pay attention to, for even though you're balance leveling, you still want to use your feral forms a lot. Oh, we keep getting slept by these guys, man. You still want to use your feral forms a lot, so knowing how much your cat form or your bear form costs mana-wise is pretty important, because you don't necessarily want to cast, like, say mob's at half health and you have enough mana for either like shifting into bear form or 2 wraths, but 2 wraths isn't going to kill the target. You generally going to want to shift into bear form and kill the target like with your melee attacks, and like let your mana regen up. And that's like a pretty big thing as far as just kind of how easy the leveling will feel. If you can kind of get that down, I feel like that seems to me like a pretty impactful part of leveling. And if you're not very good at managing that, then it could feel like you're having to spend a ton of time drinking, or, you know, certain pulls are really difficult. It's like, even though you're a balanced druid, you're still a druid. You want to make sure you're using all your forms and kind of playing that hybrid play style a little bit. And like in dungeons, I do this a lot at lower levels, is because even if you don't have any points in feral, cat form still does decent damage, just because of, you know, how the scaling of cat form and bear form work, where you just get a lot of stats from the actual form itself, right, regardless of how you're itemized. And you can kind of use it as a way of still keeping your damage up, but not having to spend a bunch of time drinking in between pulls, right? So my cat form's 137 mana, so like I could go from that, and then I just go into cat form. And then now for the next pull or whatever, I just basically am, you know, DPSing. Should we take that? I feel like I should. You're just basically DPSing in cat form, because you might not be, it might not be exactly how you're itemized or whatever, but it's like, you know, you still have pretty good damage, pretty good uptime. Reduces the downtime between mobs, yeah. Dude, my bags are so full. You'd think having full 16 slot bags, this wouldn't be that big of a problem, but... Oh, I think I didn't have enough bag slots when that looted. Yeah, it's okay. Stam over agility. Yeah, I feel you. The agility intellect gear is actually not bad though, because it kind of helps with that play style a little bit. Dude, this is really bugging me not having this macro. I don't think it's any of these. Bear form. Bark skin. It's my this it's my shift C. I'm just like so used to having my keybinds, you know what I mean? So it's like you start playing the same class and you don't have the keybinds, it's like you just feel like you're naked. I think I need to do that, right? Yeah. So So you do that exclamation point means you can just spam it and it won't pull you back out of the form. Always full bags. I know there's you know what sucks too is like there's a quest that I did that's like the slugs that you have to get from kind of like Northern Barrens, right, where you like loot the pails, and it's like if you loot more than 15, when you turn the quest in, whatever you have left over just stays in your bag and it's completely useless. You can't vendor it, so it's like you have to just go in and delete it. But if you're not paying attention, you forget that it's for that specific quest and that now it's like of no use to you anymore. So it's just kind of annoying because it just, I wish it would just delete, you know. Why am I getting a marker right there? Well, I should keep on track herbs to make sure we don't miss any serpent blooms either. Has leveling felt clunky yet? No. It's felt fine so far. I think it will feel kind of crappy until I can get points into improved Starfire. So far it's not bad though, because if you don't have Nature's Grace, spamming Wrath doesn't feel particularly bad. But I don't know that it makes a lot of sense to cast Starfire until you get improved Starfire, because for me, the way that I think leveling is balanced, or just playing balance in general, if you're out in open world content, I think the best way to do it is you start with a Wrath and then a Starfire. So like while your Wrath is traveling, you get that Starfire, like, you know, basically stacked up, and then you can Moonfire out of that, and then that gives you like a really big burst window, and then you can either like shift into a feral form or whatever to finish off the mobs. Let's finish off this guy first. But that opener is kind of hard to do if you don't have improved Starfire, because the Starfire cast is just so long that it's like it's just kind of tough to pull all that off. But once you get that, I feel like that kind of setup feels really good. Because by the time the mob gets to you, especially if you have any kind of spell power at all, by the time the mob gets to you, it's like half health, you know, and you just spam Wrath to finish it or whatever. Oh. I was trying to buff right there and I was gonna drink, but I didn't get the drink off. I don't want that. So we'll have to, we didn't get the port before out in front, so we'll have to try and get that. We'll have to try and get that. We can solo that though. I'm not that worried about that. Ooh, it's pretty juicy. Leather too. It's got Boomkin written all over them. What? The hunter needed them. I guess that kind of makes sense. Is there a serpent bloom up, or is it up? It's above us. I keep getting my serpent blooms ninja'd. Hey, dang, there it is, baby. Should we go with reach? Let's do that. This jerk keeps going and like looting everything in the middle of combat, so I can't get up to the spawn in time. I think we'll still be okay. I think we'll be able to get it before the end of the dungeon. So when I'll unlock this one around like level 25 to 30, right? Yeah, it's like 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 or something like that, or 25 to 29. Oh gosh. Another different server? No, it's the same server. Same server. We're just a degenerate, you know. So we're glutton for punishment. Glutton for punishment. Going back through, doing it all over again. Are the giant eggs selling for a lot? I don't need that bag. Oh, 40 silver each. Yeah, the swift thistle is a really good one to pick up. Those are like a gold a pop. This is like a gold a piece. But we already, so the only spell power I have right now is on this dagger, right? The 30 spell power. And Wrath is supposed to hit for 50, up to 57, and it always hits around 65, 68, something like that. So we're getting around a 10, you know, 10-ish bonus spell damage or bonus damage every Wrath cast, which is nice. Oh, big crits right there. But I think I'll be fine. I don't even, having Nature's Grace isn't even a big deal, but I think getting Vengeance will be kind of big, and Improved Starfire. I'm gonna get Improved Starfire first, because our crit chance is so low that, you know, the value we're gonna get from... Oh, is this, do we miss one over here? Oh, he's pulling it back. Whoa. You see this thing just come out of the ground? It's 20 plus to Wrath? Not yet. I think my next rank of Wrath it will be, but it's only giving me about 12 bonus damage to Wrath right now. And I think that that's because the main reason being the penalty for spells below level 20, right? So I think once we get level 20, I think I'll be getting like 4 or 5. Oh, dude, he's immune to nature. I'll be getting more. I'll be getting a bigger bonus from it. But I think it's just because the Wrath is like, you know, whatever level 12 Wrath or whatever level it's at. Oh, Serpent Bloom. What are your plans for this Druid? Mainly just to have him for farming. Mainly to have him for like flight form. I'm going mining and herbalism on him. So that's like the main plan. Once TBC actually comes out, we'll see. I plan on leveling him up, and I mean, I really like healing in general in WoW. Like I've healed a lot. So either to have him like as a resto alt, or to even potentially like tank on him, because I could see having a tank as well, or just playing like feral DPS, or, you know, trying out like weird hybrid specs on him or something. I don't think I'll have him as Boomkin, because it would basically be me trying to gear up two characters like the same way, which would be kind of tough, or like not tough but like boring. I think I'll be playing some kind of a different spec, whether that's some kind of like strictly like PvP spec, or, you know, like if I'm gearing up only through PvP, then it won't be a big deal. But I'm not exactly sure yet. The main thing is I want to have a second Druid. Will be, I think, fun, because I really enjoyed Druid, and flight form is so ridiculously strong in TBC, especially for like gathering professions. And I don't want to drop any of the professions on my main, and so that doesn't leave me with a ton of options. And I figured, you know, just like if I have my other, say I have like my main Druid is spec like full balance, and then this Druid is like restokin, right? Like the boomy resto hybrid, and like I'm basically only PvP on this one, or I can like heal dungeons or whatever. I think it's one of those things where there's so many specs and so much variation because of the new talent trees, that I don't want to have to like constantly be respecking all the time, you know? Veed! What's up, Veed? Did I say it right? Is that's how you say it, right? Isn't that what you said, Veed? How you doing, man? Welcome back. But, well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think I don't have any real specific like long-term plan when it comes to TBC, because I don't know how much of the raid we're gonna do. But I think, I mean, like in the sense of like multiple raid groups, or, you know, are we gonna be, people are gonna be having 3 or 4 alts and be doing, you know, Karazhan every week on multiple tunes. I don't know how that is all gonna play out, so it's hard to really know what the game plan is going to end up actually being. But I really like all the PvE content, so having, you know, one character spec, a spec I don't normally play, but strictly for PvE, whether that be like tanking or healing, you know, I want the options going into TBC. And it's like right now, you know, outside of kind of like doing PvP stuff and just messing around in retail, I'm not doing anything specific in Classic, and there's no time frame really for TBC. So aside from trying to make some extra gold, I feel like leveling up a second, even though it's a little repetitive being a second Druid, I still think it'll be fun, and I enjoy Druid. So we'll see. We'll see. Doing good. Got a drop from... Got a drop from a mate? You mean like one of your buddies gave you like a piece of loot? That's cool. Tank alts are always nice. I mean, yeah, I feel like there's so much flexibility, you know? It just, of all the different classes for me to level a second one of, I feel like Druid's the best one, because you can do every role. And so it gives me just a lot of options with one character. And if I am not trying to min-max this one as much as I am like on my main, then being able to take herbalism and mining, I think will be a really solid, safe gold maker. You know, going into TBC as well, and be kind of, I mean, that was one of the things that I kind of sucked a little bit, is in classic, I didn't, my characters that were like my gathering professions were not characters I particularly wanted to just be logged on that much. And it kind of sucked, you know, wanting to queue BGs and you're in a 10-minute queue and I don't have herbalism on my druid, so I'm like having to either do queue and do stuff like on a character that I'm not really wanting to play, or I'm having to sacrifice my profession on my main. So I figured, you know, if I want to go and just kind of chill and just do fun BGs or whatever and farm in between queues, you know, this will allow me to do that and not have to play a different character altogether. We'll see though. It could also just be a huge waste of time. But we'll see. Oh, Mythic 8. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Get some good loot in the get your vault ready, man. Get it stacked up. Frail is a talent that converts agility to healing. Yeah, hybrid alts are the most favorable thing. I think it'll just be, I mean, and we have like a pretty good core of people playing, and a lot of people either don't really know what they're playing yet or are still kind of up in the air. And so I don't know, I could legitimately see playing a full balance druid and trying to make everything work PvP wise and raid wise and everything is full balance, and then this being like a restokin, more like, you know, full kind of weird hybrid spec type play style that we try to make work, that's maybe like solely really for PvP, or if I have to like, you know, raid heal or, you know, go as, you know, heal dungeons or something, this is more like a healing focused druid. I could definitely see that, because even though they're both kind of, you know, kind of balance-ish, they're not really, right? If you're playing full balance and you have all the points and everything invested into, you know, pumping your balance damage as much as possible, and you have something that's like a restokin that's, you know, you have half your points basically in the resto tree, those are two pretty different play styles and setups. So those are, I mean, even though you still have kind of points in both trees, those are very different as far as how they perform. What's up, Bluffer? How you doing, man? Past 2 days you're doing 3 heals, 7 mage RBG. Yeah, remember you told me, you said you did good like 2 and 1 or something. How many like, what's your breakdown of specs? Is it like a bunch of, are you doing like all fire mages or something, or you have it kind of split? So one thing I always forget in this dungeon is almost always one of my bags will get full and I don't loot one of the gems from one of the leaders. Almost always. Like, it's happened so many times that now I'm like OCD about like, okay, I got the gems, right? They're all in my bags. Got the gems. Look at that big 36 DPS. Let's go, baby. Really good shield right there for Shaman. Little Ellie Shaman leveling. What is it? Are these the boots? Now it's 4 and 2. Love to see it, dude. That's great. Oh, Tin Vein. No, get away! Here, just tap it. Go. Yeah. That's fine. I'm fine sharing the taps. I just wanted to level. I actually could use the tin orb because you can smelt bronze, but we'll let him have it. Life root. Is this serpent bloom? Yeah. I don't want to. Oh. I don't know that we'll get deviate hides. I need 1 more whaling essence. Perfect. Trouble at the docks, and we need 5 more serpent blooms. And the port's outside. This one almost always, the deviate hides almost always takes 2 clears. It's pretty rare. I don't think I've ever done it in one clear. Thought you'd like Demo Lock. I love Demo Lock. I think I'd really like Demo and TBC as well. That's why I think right now what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is boost my Warlock with the boost. I think I'm gonna level up a prop pally, and I think I'm gonna boost my Warlock. So I'll have I have 2 Druids. I'll have my Warrior. I'll have my Shaman. My Warrior is like, I think like, what is he, like 55? My Shaman, if I wanted to play that. And then I have my Hunter's like level 51. So if I wanted to play Hunter, he's close enough where I could, you know, finish the last few levels and get into Outlands. And then I'm going to boost my Warlock so I can level that up at some point. And I plan on when the pre-patch comes out and the pallies go live, and that's like an option for us with Blood Elf, I know we have a bunch of people that are going to be playing, so I feel like it'll be pretty easy to dungeon grind, and I would go prot. And so I think that leveling will be pretty... One, it'll feel really new, because I haven't really gotten to play pally. I've played a little bit on an Alliance server, but not very much. And that'll be fun, and that'll be quick, and then we'll have like a full arsenal of characters that we can, you know, we can play in TBC. Keep ourselves entertained. Most fire, but I was playing Frost. That's awesome. Love leveling spell hands. Shamans, yeah, I actually like that too. I actually leveled my Shaman, the vast majority of it, if not all of it. I think I ran with a shield and a one-hander like the entire time. It's so efficient because you take no damage compared to if you're playing like not that setup. It's just like you had no downtime. It's like you drop your totem, you like whatever, flame shock, like pull lightning bolt, flame shock, and then just auto, and your mana just regenerates while you're doing it, and you're like full health, full mana. You could just keep going. You just like non-stop just pulls. It was great. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was a really fun way of leveling. Those are both King's Blood. There's a Serpent Bloom up here, so I can grab that. We can grab the last couple outside probably too. Want to level up another Warlock? Yeah, the orc model standing up straight is definitely really clean. I like, that's what like my orcs are all standing up straight. Glacial Fragments Lego works with the other mages Blizzard, by the way. That's the Glacial Fragments is the one that makes your like ice lance shatter, right? Is that's that one? That's pretty insane. So if you have multiple mages and they Blizzard and then you ice lance into their Blizzard, it shatters your ice lance. That seems so good. Let's drink real quick. Prot. Played a ton. Prot and TBC. Yeah, Prot and TBC is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It's also a really good character to have to like run people through dungeons, right? And like if you don't have a mage, and just to be able to like gold farm and just kind of like have fun and build these kind of fire or these like reflect sets, and it's just a cool play style. You know, it's just real unique. You know, I think it'll be fun. I don't have really any interest in playing a prop pally as like a main at all. But I would like to have one as an alt to go and just like run, you know, do like big AoE farming and all that kind of stuff is always fun. Did you guys ever watch what was that guy's name? It started with a B, I think, and he would always do prop pally videos. It's on the tip of my tongue. Shoot. I can't think of it right now, but he would always do like classic prop pally videos, and he would like run people through Scarlet Monas. Oh, Hobbs, that's right, that's what it was. Hobbs. Yeah, be in Hobbs. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, the Hobbs videos made me be like, oh, dude, that looks so cool. I want to prop Pally. So that's kind of like what Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's, I think it'd be a fun alt to have. And I think initially so many people are going to be leveling Blood Elves and just different tunes in the pre-patch, right? I think it'll be so easy to find dungeon groups, and that time I feel like is going to feel very similar to the launch of Classic as far as the quantity of like lower level characters and people just getting ready. I'm really glad that they're releasing the pre-patch stuff with, you know, Blood Elf and Draenei and Pallies and Shamans before actual launch. Giving people like time to level up before is much better, and I'm looking forward to that because I don't particularly really want to play a paladin or have a paladin, but I think it would be fun to do it, and it'll be fun with everyone else that is wanting to play paladin because we have a bunch of people that are going to want to level alt and stuff during that time, and be able to like go back with your, you know, your crew and go through and do Wailing Caverns and stuff like that. It's going to be so fun. Early warrior leveling is agony in Classic. Yeah, warrior leveling is tough, man. Especially as a first character where you can't get them, like, if you can get your warrior a weapon with fiery enchant on it early, like that by itself makes such a huge difference just because that proc is so strong at low levels and how much damage it does by comparison to your damage, you know? But trying to solo level early on and not be able to like funnel just a few pieces of gear to the warrior make it so much more difficult. V, did you do the pally farming stuff? Would you do that as like a gold farm? Have you done that before? Like I watched those videos, but I never actually did. I never actually did the gold farms. I never like had leveled a prop pally and got them all like geared up or anything. Get fiery enchant on the Wailing Caverns quest staff. That's true. It's actually not a bad weapon for warriors in general, right? Because it just hits so hard. I think this guy's got it. Yeah, it's a really good weapon for warriors leveling up. Fiery enchant on that thing. How much is this? So this, I am getting roughly full spell power bonus. I mean, if we had 5 points in improved Starfire, this would be actually really good DPS for this level. That extra half a second is definitely noticeably slow. I had room for that. I don't want that. I will take these though. Damn, I lost. We lost the roll. Okay, so we need to I'm gonna drop Deviant Hides. Let's abandon this quest. Because I don't even want to try and mess with that. We need some more Serpent Bloom, and we need Trouble at the Docks, and then we're good. This guy wants to run Dead Mines. This priest in our group. Sounds like such a mish to get over there. So you played Demonology Lock in PvP. What's your highest rating? In RBGs on my Warlock, I'm 2100 right now. In 2s, I've gotten up to about like 2k or so in 2s, but I haven't. The biggest problem is like with all of the PvP stuff is I basically am always pugging. So one of One of the guys in our guild that I've played with like over the years a lot with, we were doing 2s for a while, and that like we originally kind of pushed rating, but we haven't played games in a long time. And then when I'm queuing in RBGs, I was playing Destro a lot, but I've played Demo some of the games, like base sitting, Demo and stuff like that. But I'm always having to pug. So it makes it really tough if you're not running with like a group consistently, it can be really hard to really push that much rating. I definitely think I'll get 2400 this season. I'm more trying to find a Prowl, that's right. OP, dude. I'm more trying to find a group to consistently play with, because that's like a really big factor when you start getting into the higher ratings. Because it's like your strat and how cohesive your group is so impactful, especially when you're talking about RBGs. Wait, oh, there's one right there. Yeah, especially when you're talking about RBGs. Do you think Boomkin is actually a meme spec in Classic? In Classic? I mean, in Classic kind of, but it's still, I mean, it's still decent. It's still fun. Continually among the highest DPS, caster DPS. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of the times early on, you know, in the first 3 or 4 phases, I would be, you know, very close to, you know, mages and warlocks and stuff like that in DPS. And it was like, even if they were beating me, it wasn't by these massive margins. It was definitely a lot closer. Not to mention the utility you're bringing, right? With your innervate, with your battle res, like there's a lot of stuff that you bring to the table that's not quantifiable as like DPS, but is stuff that can be the difference of you know, clearing a boss or not, for sure. Am I gonna be able to get this and not get caught? Oh my gosh, come on, get off cooldown. Oh yeah. That's scary. I think there's one more right here. Priest is crazy. It takes forever to get there. I know that. That's why I was like, I don't know if I have time to do dead mines. That sounds like, oh no. No. Oh, we got it. Okay, just gonna keep running. Okay, so now we just need to get the port from that one mob. These guys can't get out of the water. I always hear the demo is pretty weak. You must be pretty good at the game to do that well with it. I'm stuck at 16 with it as a disc. You're playing demo Warlock with a disc priest. Is that what you're saying? I mean, the thing with arena in general is PvP in retail is very much a thing about game knowledge. There's obviously like skill, like your individual actual skill and how good you are, but a huge part of it is actual game knowledge and understanding and knowing what every, you know, spec is able to do and how significant certain cooldowns are. And so I would say a huge part of like me being able to climb rating is not that I'm necessarily very good, is more that I just have played the game so much over the years that I'm familiar with all the different, you know, specs and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of a big deal for PvP, like whether it be calling strats and RBGs or just knowing, you know, what strengths and weaknesses and stuff certain classes. Holy shoot, that's not good. Smoke bomb? This guy just continually keeps stunning me over and over again. That's kind of dumb. I think we'll still be okay though. But I think Demo will be a lot better with this next patch. If you're playing Demo, I think Demo will be really good this next patch. And I think I'll be able to play Demo a lot more. Currently it's pretty tough with like a lot of the matchups and stuff. It's pretty tough because in RBGs especially, you change focus targets a lot, and right now you can't control your minions very well, and that's going to change this next patch. So you, I think, can be, you know, a really, really big asset in team fights and still be like an insanely strong base sitter. Okay, let me see what I do once I finish this. Hold on. Okay, and then we hearth the ratchet. Oh, you play as Disc? Yeah, Disc is pretty good, but it's definitely a tougher. I'm not a huge fan of Disc like myself playing it. I just am not a big fan of the play style. I've tried. My priest that I have leveled up is Holy. Holy's just a more fun spec to me. I wasn't able to get in the discipline mentality. I don't like, a little worried I'm gonna like accidentally vendor something that I shouldn't vendor. I'm sure like half of this stuff in here I can just get rid of, like those, whatever. Pink and Bowser, like every single leather int item is mine. I know, it's like, oh, no one else is gonna want that. Oh, this hunter wants it? Are you kidding me? Make sure I don't need to pick up this quest. Nightmares. Okay, should be fine. We don't grab this yet. Trouble at the docks, and then I need to. Yeah, smart drinks we just turned in. I need to talk to someone. This one, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. And then we go back over to Crossroads and run back over, turn in all the Wailing Cavern stuff, and then go back to Thunderbluff, baby. Appreciate your insight. I found your channel while looking for demo guides back when I tried it in PvP. Yeah, it's demo is pretty difficult to get the hang of in PvP, I would say. I think the reason I think demo is really tough in PvP is because a big part of your damage output has to do with your ability to manage your pets, and there's a lot of weird things that happen in PvP with the uptime of your pets. So like Frost Nova, for example, or people line of sighting them, and these just different mechanics that you're having to like kind of micromanage in a sense your pets movement and uptime on targets, while also being a tough class to just survive with in, you know, PvP. Like if you have a warrior and a ret pally on you, that's like a very stressful situation because you're like just trying to figure out how to like live and do DPS still, while still needing to be able to understand where your pets are and what they're doing and to be able to manage them well. So you're having to like manage two things. It's pretty often that you're under a lot of pressure as a warlock. You're very often like a focus target, right? And I think that's like a kind of a big learning curve to get to that point. But once you get to where your managing of your pets is more second nature, where you kind of understand it, and I think this next patch will help with it a lot, I think it'll be a lot better. Because right now basically all your pets besides your Felguard just do whatever the hell they want. Like you can't really control them. you can, but you have to do a bunch of weird stuff to do it, and it's not efficient or reliable in PvP. And oh, I think I need to run up this ridge. And I think this next patch coming out, I think will fix a lot of that, just with the way that you're kind of controlling your Felguard, and then everything just follows your Felguard. So at least that's, you know, I'm hoping that that's how it kind of plays out in practice. And I think that will make Demo a lot better in general. And I think the ability to hard swap while you have your Tyrant up, which you cannot do right now, is going to be absolutely massive for the kill potential that Demo has. Because very often you cast your Tyrant and people like line of sight or do some kind of like, you know, shield wall or bubble or whatever, and your Tyrant just like keeps attacking the bubble. Like you can't do anything about it. And so being able to avoid situations like that right now, you have no way of dealing with them. And I think you'll at least have the ability to like stop your Tyrant from just wasting all of that time. Oh, nice. We get those really good leather shoulders. I mean, cloth shoulders. Out of 100 steel, my nature spell damage shoulders. Hey, those nature spell damage shoulders are good for serpent sting hunters, okay? Have you guys tried playing the spell power hunter build for classic? Better armor. Yeah, better armor on the spell power shoulders. Yeah, it's so funny how people are like just super noobs about gear. I've had that happen before too, where it's like, you know, I'm playing a feral druid, and it's like, you know, leather gear with strength on it, and then, you know, the healer is trying to explain to me that it's got higher armor value, so it's better, even though it doesn't have any intellect on it or something. It's like some weird incoherent argument. And you're like, what? Who taught you this? Okay, now we go back to Thunderbluff. The rest of these quests we all turn it over at Thunderbluff. That was a good use of Onyxia though. That Wailing Caverns run only took about an hour. That's one of the faster runs I've done. You more than earned my sub. I'm going now. Thanks for being cool. Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for stopping by and saying what's up. I had someone saying, I quote, "The int helps me learn weapon skills faster." Dude, I like if someone typed that to me in game, I'd be like, okay, I'm not even gonna, that doesn't even warrant a response. I'm not gonna argue with someone about that. It's so funny, dude. I mean, originally, the funny thing too is if you like back in original vanilla, the quantity of people, because you didn't have as much information out right now, right? You didn't have a bunch of YouTube videos and guides and all kinds of stuff breaking everything down. So many people literally knew nothing about what they were talking about. Like everyone's opinion on like just different stuff was just so wrong in so many different ways. It's so funny just going back and just people arguing over like stupid pieces of loot. It's like two classes that it's like total crap loot for, and they just both think it's like their BIS because they just don't understand how the itemization works. It's so funny. Had a Fury Prot alternated main. Oh, like an alt? TB. But made it balanced Druid alt that became a level 39 Twink. I loved it. I watched the movie stream MC and BWL. Dude, those are the big OG streams. I was like right at the beginning of the whole classic journey. Now you main a Boomkin. Dude, I love to hear that. That's great. Dude, a balanced Druid Twink would actually be a really fun character. Hey, how about this idea? What if this character is a level 69 balanced Druid Twink when TBC comes out? That way we can get, oh, I won't be able to get flight form though, huh? Damn it. Are we gonna have to level a third Druid? I might actually do that. That would actually be really fun to have a level 69 Boomkin Twink. Isn't that technically still true in a small way? I mean, the int does help you learn weapon skill, but you would never take int over classes that actually use it for their rotation, right? Yeah, if you had 110 extra int, you learn weapon skill like 2 swings quicker. Yeah, 2 swings quicker. It'll save you about 4 seconds of weapon skill leveling. This is 2.5 weeks ago. Oh my goodness. Learning mace skill. Oh no. Oh no, dude, that's so sad. I would be so upset. Okay, so we got to go to we're getting close to actually going over to Terran Mill. Oh, you guys should have told me my chat box was sticking out. Yeah, let me know. I don't like when my UI is ugly. So we have one quest we need to grab right here. I think everyone is also, I think, doing RBGs. So I think we'll probably log over and do some RBGs in retail here in a second. Yeah, this is what I'm supposed to grab. Sacred Flame. I'm going to turn these in. But I wanted to finish that Wailing Caverns run because we got that group and everyone had an Ani buff. I knew it was going to be a pretty good run. So that was a quick and easy one to get out of the way. And then we'll... I think we might hop on retail maybe. Do a little bit of... RBGs probably on the Mistweaver. You get flight form at 68? Do you really? It's level 68? Dude, if it's level 68... That might be the destiny of this character. This might be a level 69 twink in the making. If you do get flight form at 68, then I would definitely not be opposed to doing that. Okay, we need to go over to this side. Damn, I'm really close to 22. That's unfortunate. Can't learn skills right now, but... So we need to pick up Journey to Terran Mill, and then we fly to Sunrock. If you don't get flight form at level 68, then We might have to level a third druid. This is gonna be a ways down the road though, but I've wanted to have a druid twink at some point because I thought playing like Moonkin and, you know, lower level content, like PvP stuff would be really fun. But I just never really... the twink stuff is usually pretty tough in the sense that like you really have to know what order to do stuff in. But if you do the Burning Crusade stuff, you can get a lot of the quest rewards and all of that kind of good stuff when you level up. That's makes the twinking really good where you're not just like full BOEs or something, you know? It's like a lot of it is actual quest rewards from various parts in the zones and all that, so it makes it a little bit easier to gear up. And that'd be pretty fun because you would have like all the talents and everything basically unlocked. Be able to come up with some fun PvP builds. Did I tell you? I told you guys the melee build we talked about yesterday, where I think there's going to be some kind of like weird. Some kind of weird like Moonkin auto attacking build. I think we'll be able to make that work. I think. I'm thinking like, what if we ran that setup and you had Wind Fury Totem? Dude, we're pretty stacked little Boomkin boy over here. Okay, let's look and see. Let's do usable. There's no helms I don't get yet, right? Yeah, no. Let's do like level 20 minimum. Ooh, dude, those are juicy. 12 int? I really need some spell power stuff. What level do you start getting spell power gears? It's like... whatever. All this stuff's like 2 or 3 gold a pop is kind of expensive for just like random shitty greens. Hand a rag centered build? Kind of. I mean, that's kind of what it would be. Like it would be some kind of a melee. I would have to figure out exactly how you would itemize, but basically I don't think you would be able to go just because of how much mana you would regenerate, because your mana you regenerate in Moonkin form is based on your attack power. $30 spell power on mine for peak meme. Yeah, if I could have gone hand to rag, I would have done that too, for sure. I would legitimately have played with hand to rag. Okay, here, look. I'll show you guys while we're on this flight path. I'll show you guys the build I'm talking about, and you can see TBC talent calc. Now, I don't know how much of these talents are going to go live like this or not, and there's a few of these points that, you know, I'd want to switch around. But I would think, I mean, there's all kinds of ways you could do this, but we'll go ahead and just do this for now. We'll throw some numbers in here. 1, 2, 5, 3. We don't necessarily need that. We actually don't really even need this. You have 1 point. There's all kinds of ways you could do this. Okay, so don't get hung up on any specific talents besides the few like big ones. So something like this So something like this, where it's working basically off this. So you have Moon Conform, right? This is giving you 150% bonus attack power by your level, right? That's one of the effects of it. And your melees generate mana based off your attack power. In Moon Conform, you can cast Insect Swarm and Moonfire, so you can maintain those 2 dots. Casting Wrath or Starfire with this build is something I don't think would be very strong, but if you're able to basically spam Moonfire as your spender that you're using a lot for Nature Grace procs that give the amp of the Imp Moonfire crit chance, and you can use this to heal yourself, you can use this for CCs, and you can utilize the Nature's Grace procs for the utility aspects while like running around meleeing people. Then you have Bear Form and Feral Charge to gap close. Then you like get to a target, you pop back into Moon Conform and auto them, and you generate the mana back up. Then you have 150% bonus attack power in Moon Conform because of predatory strikes. You also have the value and the utility of, you know, the increased move speed in Cat if you needed it, and the stealth, right? The bonus stealth from Cat Form, which is actually pretty significant in a lot of BG settings. Hold on, let me, I'll finish explaining this first. And then Thick Hide is only 3 points, and that's 10%. It's also going to scale into Moon Conform, so you're going to be super, super tanky. Improved Basher is always good. Then you have Furor, just because this scales well with having Feral Charge and being able to kind of like do all that fun feral shifting stuff. 5 points in Natural. This is going to increase your physical damage in all forms by 10%. So you're going to be dealing 10% more physical damage in Moon Conform. And you have Omen of Clarity. So while you're doing all this auto attacking and weird stuff that you're doing, you have a chance to be proccing Omen of Clarity for clear casting. That's going to also make it so you don't have to spend mana on various spells. So you're regenerating all this mana because you have all this amplified attack power, right? And you're kind of itemizing Hybrid where you do have some attack power in general. And then you also have Omen of Clarity, and you're meleeing as part of your setup and your gameplay. So it could be a real thing. Could be a real thing. We'll have to see. Like, I don't know exactly how that playstyle would feel. You can also be going into, you know, like improve Fairy Fire for like the bonus hit chance, and there's all kinds of ways you could kind of tweak that, but you can still grab like the spell hit, so you don't have to like stack spell hit. You'll just have like a good amount of passive spell hit, so maintaining Insect Swarm and Moonfire on a target. You're not going to be like, you know, missing a bunch of your casts. And I don't know, it seems like there's actually some legitimate synergy there, and I think it would play pretty similarly to how my current PvP spec plays in what I play right now in Classic, because I have like the feral charge boomkin set up right now, and I absolutely love it from like a playstyle perspective. Okay, we need to set our hearth. I wonder if there's any way to simulate how that might be effective with damage. The only way, there's no way to sim it. The biggest thing that will make or break that build, so currently right now, if I'm using, say I'm using this staff and it's a 3.1 attack speed, if I auto and then say 2 of the 3-second swing timer starts ticking and I cast Moonfire, it resets back down to 0. And it starts and it has to get back all the way up to 3 seconds. So like right now, the spell cast restarts your swing timer, which is bad because it makes it really difficult to have any kind of like melee attacks interacting if you're actually casting, even when it's instant casts. I don't know if that's how it's going to work in TBC, and if that changes at all with any of the interactions of any of the spells we have, that will be a big determining factor in the viability of that setup. I don't grab those yet. Sorry, this like quest thing, it's like very specific with which quests you pick up and you don't in what order, because you end up over capping on quests. You get up to 20 quests because it has you pick up stuff in certain parts. Bonus hit chance means you get bonus damage instead of hit on gear. Well, yeah, so like since you can get that 4% hit, the balance of power talent, right? You wouldn't have to get very much spell hit at all. And if you have improved fairy fire, which you potentially could do too, like you'd have to trade out like Omen of Clarity or something. You'd have to mess with some points there, but there might be a version of that that is actually super worth it. And you basically fairy fire the target, in between your two talents, you're basically almost hit capped in PvP for both spells and for melee attacks. But the big thing is if you're able to basically maintain Moonfire and Insect Swarm and not constantly be like resetting your auto attacks when you're casting stuff, then I think there'll be a way you can play it. But right now, like if I use a 3.8 weapon swing time weapon, if I cast in the middle of that swing time, it resets. And so it makes it to where you have to basically have your melee go off and then instantly cast right after. Otherwise, you end up just resetting your swing timer a bunch. And so you're either holding global cooldowns or you're resetting swing timers. So one way or another, you're kind of inefficient in what you're doing, where you're like, your actions are kind of like contradicting each other. You know what I mean? Okay, now we gotta get shredding machines. Shredding machines. And then Earthen Rise. But the fact that we could play that setup and basically only have to worry about getting like a few percent of hit either way is pretty big. And you're gonna have like 2% reduced chance you're gonna get hit because of Insect Swarm uptime. You're gonna also have the balance of power gives you another 4% chance to resist spells. Like there's a lot of tankiness there. You have 410% armor, right? Because we're also gonna be grabbing the points in the bonus armor, the thick hide. It'll be, I mean, I could see it being like actually like a decent build. More like I'm thinking in like 1v1 situations, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's all contingent on how that's gonna work with the swing timer crap. Because right now it's really clunky. I've tried it. I literally went Moonkin form and put like full feral gear on, and tried like melee stuff. And one, you don't get any bonus attack power in classic like you are going to in TBC, so that kind of alleviates that issue. Even if it's a little bit weaker, it still helps that you are going to be able to get a lot of bonus attack power. And currently the way that the interactions with instant cast spells in your swing timer is also really clunky, so we'll have to see how if they change that at all, or how exactly that's going to work in TBC, because I don't think people really know for sure one way or another. And that could be something that in the past acted one way and they are going to tweak it, you know, on TBC. Some of the like minor changes they do. We'll have to see once it goes live. We won't really know, or until, you know, beta's out. All right, we gotta find these stupid robots. This quest always kind of sucks because these robots just wander all over the place. Worst part of balance leveling is mana and drinking. It doesn't actually bug me too much. I mean, because I feel like I kill stuff really fast. And the other thing too I really like is like as a druid, like it's pretty unique in the sense that you can go around in like bear form or cat form and just kill stuff that way. And like not really have to sit there and just drink. You can actually like run around and still be killing stuff. Basically having like no downtime. Oh, there it is. No. Oh, he's got it targeted. He's got it targeted. We got to beat him to it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Why is this thing attacking me, dude? What? Get out of here, you little fireball guy. There you go. Okay, there he's gone. Really hope they change that so that build has a shot in TBC. There's a chance that that kind of a build has some viability anyway, and you can kind of alternate between meleeing people and casting. So even if that swing timer thing isn't a thing, or like it's not changed, where it still acts the same way, there's still a chance that that build can do well, because you basically could be pulling X amount of DPS while you're completely just off your autos, and or be generating enough mana to like maintain dots and auto attack. So like there's ways and situations that I could still see that actually being a good spec for certain things, even if the interaction with the swing timer reset is the same as it is in classic, which would be unfortunate because it will limit that build. But I think there will still be some ways you can do it, especially if you start incorporating things like Wind Fury Totem, and you know, you start getting kind of creative with all these other buffs from other classes and stuff that you can get. It could be pretty interesting. We'll have to see. But I'm super excited. There's like a lot of little stuff like that I'm excited to test out. I'm really excited to play with like the Restokin build and like play full balance in PvP, see like what our mana is like. Come on, XT4. Usually the XT4 guy's over here, like somewhere over in this part. What do they make it so you can swing and cast Starfire and it doesn't reset the timer? I mean, it would be interesting. It would be interesting. For me, in my opinion, something being hard casted, like Wrath or Starfire that has a cast time, that makes sense to me, that resets the swing timer. It does not really make sense to me that instant casts reset the swing timer. You know what I mean? Because the instant cast, you're not casting things, so it's like you're not stationary. You're not having to actually like interrupt what you're doing to cast. And so I feel like those shouldn't interact the same way as a hard casted spell. But that's just my opinion on it. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that the way that they have it, you know, the way it works currently is how it's intended, but it just seems kind of shitty. Yeah, you dump a huge burst and then big smacks and then get your mana back. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you go with that setup, I mean, it all depend, right? I think that's more of like a PvP play style, but at the same time, being able to do decent damage with melees in Moonkin form and basically be having 400+% armor in Moonkin form. Keep in mind too, like you can pop out and like hot yourself up and then go into Moonkin form and then be auto attacking, generating mana, healing yourself up with hots, and having a ton of mitigation and have like bark skin up, and like there's all kinds of ways you could be playing that where it sounds kind of like trolly, but if you have all these things that are amping your actual melee damage and you're itemized a certain way, we'll have to see like what our gearing options look like and how caster focused gear is versus like how hybrid or how feral, you know, we can get gear kind of mixed matched. A lot of it will come down to itemization, because if you're able to get, think of it this way, you're buffing your attack power. If you're able to get 500 attack power or you're able to get 1,000 attack power, those are two very different scenarios as far as what your melee attacks are going to feel like as Moonkin. You know what I'm saying? So depending on what kind of numbers we can get to is going to determine if that melee kind of aspect is a viable one, because of how hard our actual autos are hitting for. Because if your autos, if you're basically itemizing and doing all this stuff for this like melee idea, but no matter what, you can't get your autos to hit for like more than like 200, it's like, it's not going to be worth it. So there's a lot of nuance to it. There's a lot of little things that kind of have to work well, but I'm hopeful that we'll be able to kind of come up with some fun, weird some fun, weird stuff. Oh, what's up, Andrew? Look, I'm on Twitch. Dude, streaming on Restream was pretty miserable at the beginning of this. Everything was all messed up. Everything was disconnected. I couldn't get it to work, but we got it going. How you doing, man? Night elves can shadow meld after they start drinking. Then as a druid, you can transition to prowl without detection. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff, and you can like shadow meld doesn't break until you finish your starfire cast too, right? So you can like be shadow melded at blacksmith and then like start casting starfire, and then they don't see you until they're hit for half their health. Swing timer is the cast bar for melee. Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. I mean, but like, okay, so does it work like that for shamans? For example, if you're an in-hand shaman and you have hand to rag, you auto attack once, and then say you get a second and a half into your swing timer and you shock. Does it reset your swing timer again? I don't think it works like that for them. Because I feel like that would make it really hard to actually DPS effectively. I mean, in-hand shaman doesn't do very good DPS as it is, but you get what I'm saying. That would make it, it is how it works. So if you shock in between your swing timers, it completely resets your swing timer as an in-hand shaman. That makes sense why I did such little DPS as an in-hand shaman, because I was not paying attention to that ever. Just got home from dinner. Nice. Nice. Oh, dude, I need to swap the laundry. Shoot. That's kind of annoying. I totally forgot about that. Let me do that, otherwise it's gonna be like gross. Hold on, give me 1 second really quick. Let me go do that before I forget. Here, I'll leave you with the dancing cat. I'll be right back real quick. This one's actually, I think, kind of hard. Earthen Arise. Yeah, this is the elite guy. Oof. And I can't root in here. Oh, you know what? I can just stealth through this. I forgot how OP Druids are. This is so brutal to have to clear through too, because these guys respawn so fast. Oh, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Oh, saving so much time. Oh, oh. Why is all this cleared up here? Someone else over here. Hello? That's so weird. There's usually like mobs right here. You guys didn't see anything. Oh. Bless me, bless me. Gotten a lot of use out of this chair. Dude, you know what's so many people comment on this like outside, whatever this actually isn't even that old of a chair, but just like the outside layer of this crap is like peeling off, and I have the exact same chair at my office and it's also doing the same thing, and they're not that old. I've had the chair for like a year and a half or so, maybe like 2 years, but the chair is actually fine. But the little like the like outside plasticky crap is coming off. But I know it looks really like janky. It looks like a pretty beat up chair. But it's really not that beat up, I swear. But I need to get a new one. Okay, so let's get thorns. We have our armor offhand on. I need to basically clear this entire water area to be able to kite this guy back and forth, but I can't use roots, which is a real problem. So we'll have to get creative because this guy's actually kind of hard, I think. I don't have any like on use things, I don't think either. Do I? I don't want to use that. Oh, rejuve potion? We should use that. Shift V. So we'll kill these guys and then... We'll kill these guys and then we'll... Well, this will be tough, man. We'll try, though. Nice. Mana potion. Office chair, yeah. I think that the gaming chairs are like a little bit of a gimmick. This is an office chair that I have. There's the ones that I wanted. Let's run this way. Yeah, dude. See, this guy does so much freaking damage. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hop myself up. I'm stunned. I'm gonna Moonfire. Then we're gonna Bear Form. Regen some mana up, and then worst case is I can stun him and then kind of like run away. Should I demo roar him? Probably. Oh, this is rank 1. I thought I learned rank 2. Did I not? Okay. Oh, he resisted. Rejuve pot just to be safe. Back into bear form. Do we have a good old chunky 1k armor in bear form? Nice. Easy peasy. Yeah, there's some office chairs I saw that they don't like look like they would be really comfortable, but they've gotten really good reviews. I feel like that's probably my best bet for my next chair. Okay, then we stealth back out. We got to run back over here to this little camp. See, look how many guys there are here now. There was none of them up here before in this little section. Look, dude, there's so many. Oh my gosh. Oh. Do you guys also hold your breath when you're stealthily running by mobs that you don't want to get you? Dude, this is so OP. This saved me so much time, this stealth, not having to like kill all these mobs all the way into the back. So huge. So we have 2 more points and then we can start putting points in improved Starfire. So at level 25 will be our first point in improved Starfire. So I'm going to go 2 more points here and then we'll go 5 points in this first. I'm going to grab Nature's Grace, I think, and then go up to Vengeance. I think will be the plan. And I'll get 5 points in that first and then Moonglow probably. So many good juicy talents, man. You can't go back to a non-stealth class. I mean, dude, it's so insane how much like benefit there is to having stealth and how many things it lets you just like they give you so much ease with doing by comparison. How much armor do you think this offhand gives me? 1054. That's a lot, dude. That's like 100 armor almost from that little wrench. There's Letter to Zenjin. I think it's this one up here in the cave, I think. We can vendor right now, too. I don't have any reason to have Crescent Staff. I'm going to keep the stone for now. Keep that offhand for now. Keep the tin for now. I probably don't need to keep the Peace Plume. So those. So this. I always forget to use scrolls. Dude, I'm really bad about using scrolls while I'm leveling. I always forget like I have them. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Then what? We pick up this. We've got a lot of traveling now. We got to run over here. I have to run actually back around. I don't think I can get up there. Yeah. I'm going to run over here, turn this quest in. Then we go back over to Crossroads. And then we fly down to Camp T. And we do a couple quests down in Camp T. Going to level up Bear Tank. Have a good night. Hey, have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Good luck with the bear, man. Good luck. Godspeed. Where did I put my water? Oh, it's right here. There's so many druids. You see all these druids running around? I kind of want to go do some, try and find some RBGs on my Warlock. Whoa. Do you get experience from mining and herbing in TBC? Druid flight form FAQ. Earlier today I hit 68 on my priest, which was awesome because I got Prayer of Mending. However, if I was a druid, I would have gotten something infinitely more awesome. Flight form. At 68. So does this mean I can have a farm, balanced druid twink, and just get all that done on one character? Yes, it will cost only 540 gold. That's really cheap. I thought this was more. I thought this was like 2,000 for the first rank. Well, I'm running like a weird direction. Hold on. Once you train flight form, you automatically gain expert riding skill and save yourself 800 gold. epic swift nether drake, there's a specific flying mount that's faster than other flying mounts. I didn't know that. So that looks like at level 68 we're gonna get flight form. So we have to like learn this journeyman, whatever this is, journeyman riding skill. Oh, which is needed for ground epic mount. So does this mean I already have this? Either way, if that's the case on launch, that's gonna be huge. If we get flight form at level 68, and everyone else has to wait till 70 to get their flight form. I'm supposed to pick up the egg quest, I think here. Yeah, egg hunt. Choose from this guy, I think. Best resource gatherers in the game with that head start. I mean, that's gonna be, it's gonna be huge for a lot of things. That's gonna make leveling a big deal. Like, we're gonna be able to hit level 70 a lot quicker. I feel like if we dungeon grind the first 4 or 5 levels, and then as soon as we hit 68 we get flight form for the last 2 levels, like, that's gonna be huge. That's gonna be super huge. It'll make also leveling a second druid a lot better too, because the last 2 levels you basically don't need to level. Like, if I'm leveling this character as like a you know, money making alt, like herbalism and mining and stuff, then it's not like I don't really need to hit 70. I'm just trying to get flight form. That's all I'm trying to get. So it makes it an 8 level grind instead of a 10 level grind. So that's pretty huge. I didn't know that. Do you? I don't remember if you get experience from gathering in TBC or if that was later on. Like, if that was one of the later expansions, right? Because at one point they implemented it. But I don't think you get it from TBC, where you get like a small little bit of experience by gathering. But I don't. Do you guys know? Is that in TBC? I don't think it was. I think that was like WAD or CAT or something. I remember we had someone in our guild that made a druid solely for gathering, like herb gathering, and that was the only way he leveled. He literally didn't kill any mobs. He just ran around and gathered herbs and leveled up to max level that way. Oh, okay. So I don't really like this egg hunt quest very much. I've never gotten the thing that's like the rare spawn thing over here. I've never gotten before. I've never found him. There's like that, whatever that Silithid rare spawn. It looks like it was possibly 4.0.1. Yeah, so that's way after TBC, right? Because TBC is going to be, what, 2.4.3? Isn't that what it is? So that means it was like a whole expansion later. Nice. So that might be the go-to. That our plan might make this character might be a Gatherer Twink tune. That'd be pretty fun. Pretty fun. I'll have to look into that more. I didn't even think about that as being a thing. Now though, now that someone said that you get it at 68, that makes sense. Where I remember that being like so insane back in the day, and I remember being like, "Oh, dude, that's so OP." I think we should try and get these. They're probably the easiest. Hey guys, I'm actually gonna go ahead and hop off. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Well, I'll probably hop on stream tomorrow at some point. Keep leveling. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.